Hello, we are Fernanda Reyes and Gilberto Mendez, and this is our Little Brother's book review.
Little Brother was written in 2008 by Cory Doctorow. Doctorow is an activist in favor of liberating copyright laws, which is why most of his books can be found for free online, either through his website craphound.com or in creativecommons.com. His novel Little Brother is set in the present in San Francisco and tells the story of a young man called Marcus Yellow. Yellow is a smart kid who knows how to get around security systems, who also believes in freedom and has an affinity for technology and games that challenge his mind. However, Marcus is not alone. He has three main friends, which are Daryl, which is a tall kid who has pretty much the same interests as Marcus, except for one. He likes Vanessa, their other friend, which is a Korean girl around the same age that studies in a girl-only school. Then there's Jolu, whose full name is Jose Luis. He is Mexican and he's just a master at coding. Now, these four kids play this game, which is called Harajuku Fun Madness, and is an ARG game. What is an ARG game? ARG stands for Augmented Reality Gaming, and Harajuku Fun Madness has a physical, an online, and a mental part. So it's pretty much about solving puzzles in going to a physical place to find a puzzle that will then be solved online. And one day, Marcus is with Daryl at school, and they find out that there's a new clue for this game. So they decide to break out of school and gather the gang to go get it. After they've broken out of school and gathered the gang and gotten to the place where they have to be in order to play, something shockingly terrible happens. Something that will change their lives forever. There's been a terrorist attack and they are in the middle of everything. So they run immediately to an underground shelter just to go outside because it's too packed. And they find out that one of them has been stabbed, Daryl. Flagging someone down to get help, some soldiers actually stop and take them in as prisoners, as highly dangerous prisoners in a very unorthodox way, to a place that we know is somewhere offshore, but not exactly where. In this unholy place, they suffer completely unfair and completely illegal treatment and interrogations in order to get any kind of information from them. Once that they decide that they are only kids who were in the wrong place at the right time, they let them all go except for Daryl. This event has changed their lives forever, Marcus especially, since whenever he finds out it's the Department of Homeland Security who did that, starts a war with them. How does he fight this war? Well, he's a kid with a very particular set of skills. So he starts a secret network with Xboxes, which is called the XNet, and sets to show the flaws in their system, in their allegedly terrorist traps.
There are some positive things about the book that we would like to share. First, technology is the strongest topic in the reading. This story is a written representation of many of the author's ideas. Cory knows well the technical language. It's a well-known territory for him. That is why in the novel we can find different words related to technology such as cryptography, Bayesian math, cloners, etc. It might sound boring or too complicated to understand those words, but the truth is that in the reading, Dr. Ruff used them wisely. He explains the uncommon vocabulary in simple terms so that every reader can understand and learn more about what he or she is reading. Another good point is that the author finds a very simple and interesting way of projecting part of his knowledge in different areas. He talks about important topics such as oppression, rebellion, and violation of privacy rights. All that is surprisingly a great combination of topics seen from the perspective of a 17 years old super geek teenager who wants to set free his city from a controlling government who sees everyone as a terrorist. Also, the young readers, which are the main target of the author, can feel identified with some of the characteristics of the main characters and the way they react to the changes they experience during the story. That creates a great reading experience. And last but not least, the whole misunderstanding of Marcus and his friends being terrorists began because they were so good using that wonderful tool called technology that they became suspicious for the government. And the same technology they used for gaming and having fun was used to get them caught and was also used for ending with the privacy of a whole city. The book shows us how powerful you could be if you use technology wisely. And well, those were positive comments of the book. But in the other hand, the book also contains some negative points. For example, the author sometimes included unnecessary details in the story. It was data that had not impact on the main plot. That just makes the reading a little bit more boring and slow. And talking about Marcus,
Something else worth noting is that whatever he may say about himself or whatever he may think about himself, all the time he is just living in fear. Why? Once he got caught, once he got tortured and illegally stripped down from his rights, and suddenly he is just too afraid to talk about it to anyone. Even though most of the times he could just have ended it by posting his story a little bit earlier or something of that sort. So yeah, he is fighting the DHS, but from his hideout he doesn't want his identity to be revealed, and until that time of a breakdown he just leaves hiding. And yeah, I don't think that is the best protagonist, the best hero we could possibly get. Besides, at around the half of the book, he just stays alone. Like, all of his friends are gone. Daryl is locked up somewhere. Vanessa decides that she doesn't want to have anything to do with it because it is too dangerous and too reckless. And Jolu decides that he doesn't want to have anything in it after the web of trust, because he's a Mexican, and because of the racism, he thinks that, well, they will give him a worse sentence than whatever Marcus could possibly get. Which, yes, it is totally understanding, like they explain at the end of the book, but I still find it like something quite coward.
and well, in the end, with all the good and bad things, we think that Little Brother is a great book. Easy to read, but with a lot of useful content. It gives you a taste of everything: excitement, fun, anger, happiness, surprise, etc. It might awake your interest in important actual topics And if you're not really into all the geek stuff, you learn something new. Almost any kind of reader could find something interesting depending on what he or she likes. Well, this was just a little taste of this amazing story. If you liked some of what you've heard, don't miss the book. Thank you.